everybody? Alex here from Heavy New York once again. We are back at the Gramercy Theater, and today we got the one and only Max Cavalera. Thank you so much for your time.
New York, here we are.
It's good to have you back. Last time you were here was during the Return to Roots tour, and now you're doing Nailbomb Point Blank in its entirety. This is the 5th show of the tour. How's it been so far?
Yeah, the tour is great. It's rolling awesome, man. It's just such a cool record to play live. You know, the idea kind of came off the Return to Roots. Was such a successful tour, and it was so exciting that we thought maybe we can do something else similar, but with a bit of a different twist on top of it. And then we came up with this idea to do, you know, Soulfly playing Point Blank, which is cool because it has the weight of a band, of a power band like Soulfly, playing a great record, which is Point Blank, one of my favorite records I ever done. And it's a cool package underground, you know, Lodi Kong, Noisem, Cannabis Corpse, keeps everything very underground, very family, and yeah, man, we're having fun every night. Crazy, sick pits, you know, I never get tired of them, you know. And so, yeah, the tour is going great. I'm excited.
Yeah, it sounds very exciting. You know, after the Roots tour, a lot of people were like wondering, oh, are they going to do maybe Chaos AD in its entirety or Arise and stuff like that? But was there like a specific reason why you chose Point Blank?
Well, we kind of threw all the names in the hat, all the albums in the hat, and I picked, and it was Point Blank. No, I'm just kidding. No, man, you know, like Point Blank was something I want to do for a long time, you know. We came close to it when we did the Sepultura Fudge Ton of Fear Factory tour. When we played Canada, I think it was one night we played 5 Nailbomb songs. So it was a mini Nailbomb show. People always ask me, like, you gonna do another Nailbomb record, man? Are you gonna ever play that record live, you know? And we're not gonna make a new record because Alex is done with it. But for sure, man, you know, this tour came and it was a great idea, and I think it's like cool timing too, because right now I'm just waiting for the Cavalera record to come out. Comes out in November. I'm gonna work on a new Soulfly next year. You know, it's 20 years of the first record, so it's like perfect timing for me to go on the road and do this Nailbomb Point Blank, which is a great record. We have like the original backdrop. We did some cool merch design, some different stuff. The stage is really cool. It's all camouflage with like targets and stuff, you know. So it looks very military, kind of like the backdrop is like a KKK guy with a target. It's cool. It's like very political and very charged. So it goes great with the music.
Exactly. Now, with all the stuff that you've done, whether it would have been Sepultura, Soulfly, Cavalera, Nailbomb, Kill or Be Killed even, like, do you have like a different mind frame or songwriting process for any of the projects that you worked with?
Yeah, a little bit. You know, that's what I like about it. They're a bit different from each other. You know, Kill or Be Killed is different from Cavalera, and Cavalera is a bit different from Soulfly, you know. And I enjoy all of them in very different ways, and for me it's refreshing to jump from one to the other. Like I said, I was just finished the Cavalera. It's killer. It's called Psychosis. I'm excited as hell. It's a good record, man. You know, like solid metal record. And next Soulfly is cool. We're gonna bring a lot of the tribal stuff back, and it's gonna be like really ritual, like very full of like ritual stuff, spiritual stuff, tribal stuff, and heavy stuff. You know, so. I like to write specifically for a record. That's the one thing I do. You know, I don't really use a lot of old stuff. Although I do have a lot of leftovers from those recordings, I only go to them in very like last case scenario. Like, you know, I really need a riff right now, so I check all the old stuff I did. You know, find something, but. Rather than that, I just like to record specifically straight for the record I'm working on it, you know. So like, when I'm done with this tour, I go home and I write just for Soulfly, and I know it's gonna go on the Soulfly record.
Okay. So like, now one thing I wanted to ask you this, you know, when people hear metal in Brazil, I mean, you're like the first person that that comes to their mind. And but Brazil's home to awesome bands like Christian, I know, is another one, and stuff like that. So when you have been playing in all over the world, I'm just curious how the Brazilian metal scene is, because I heard it's crazy down there.
Yeah, it's a good scene. Brazil always been connected to the underground, because it's a third world country. It's very violent. So that kind of music, it's really good, for when you live in Brazil. And that's why somebody was surprised when they first heard of Sepultura. They couldn't quite understand why would Brazil have a band like that. But it took us to explain that the Brazil that people think of it, the touristic Brazil, is different than the one we live in. We live in the hard Brazil, which is like a lot of crime, a lot of poverty, a lot of drugs, and stuff like that. So
Belo Horizonte,
like São Paulo, Belo, Rio, that's full of that stuff. So it was like the perfect environment for us to create death thrash metal, and it started like black metal, with Morbid Visions. But yeah, so it's always going to be breeding grounds for great bands, like say Crisium, and right now there's Claustrophobia. Test is another great band. I have their patch here.
Oh, sweet.
It's a hardcore, grindcore band. Killers, 2 guys only. Yeah, so there'll always be an underground movement in Brazil, and there's probably a lot of bands that probably they're in the garage right now, so I haven't discovered them yet, but there's definitely a connection underground in Brazil, and aggressive metal. It's always there.
It sounds like it. And one final question I would like to ask you, I know that family plays a huge role, obviously starting Sepultura with Igor, but Richie being an Insight, your son's playing in Lodicon today, you playing with Zion, and Gloria working with you as well. Has working with your family and having such a musical family brought like a new love to the music that you have and stuff like that?
Yeah, I think it's what I managed to do with the family, which I think is really cool and exciting, is that we actually involved everybody, which is really, like I say, started with Igor, and it was like, wasn't really planned. I just ended up playing with him, and he's my brother. And we formed Sepultura together. Then after that, we went on to form our own separate families, and now like it's, so many years later, my kids are grown. When they were born, I was like hoping maybe one day I get to share a stage with them. That would be so cool, That was just a wish, And it's happened, man. It's great. It's like Zion's playing awesome, He's like solid Soulfly drummer, doing great every night. And I love the stuff they do. The Lodi Kong is great. Insight's great. They work hard for it. I love that we work all together. Also, like Gloria comes on tour with us, and we have, my other sons of mine, like Jason, does the drum tech. We involve everybody, and everybody works. There's no free rides, So everybody's got to work and earn their pay.
You heard that, kids?
Yeah. There's no free rides, man. But it's cool. But I'm just so happy that I was able to create a metal family, man. A real metal family. So
every metalhead's wish.
Yeah, man, it is. It came true for me, which is great.
Yeah. Well, I want to truly thank you so much for your time. Everybody, the one and only Max Cavalera performing Point Blank in its entirety. Catch him on the rest of the tour. New Cavalera Conspiracy coming November 17th, and be on the lookout for that as well. New Soulfly coming next year. We'll see you next time.
Oi!